What's up guys, Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. In today's video, we're going to dive into the HBAR price chart. We'll be discussing Hedera's governing council. And if you have not watched the video right before this one, sharing the magic of this number, the 34 Fibonacci extension, I highly recommend doing so. This will be well worth your time. Of course, we have linked just another example from the high to the low, reaching a full 34. We have dozens. So I hope you guys enjoy this rapid fire news and let's kick it off. So if you watched the previous video, you're well aware of many assets on a multi-year time frame reaching a full 34 Fibonacci extension. Chainlink is one of them. Q&T just fell short. We have Gala that's reached it. We have Matic or Polygon that reached it with ease. You have Dogecoin reaching it perfectly. So my point is, if you have an asset like in this structure and you have not reached these higher levels and you want to gauge levels of confluence or price discovery, my best guess is plotting some version of a Fibonacci, whether that be a trend-based fib, a fib retracement, anything in between that leverages the Fibonacci sequence. Now, if you understand how big HBAR is, Hedera's network, really one of the first enterprise DAOs with some of the biggest banks and biggest companies behind them, such as Google, I think you could entertain the thought of a basic 10x from here. Of course, my expectations for Hedera long term, if it continues to gain traction, is going to be double digits with ease, especially with the successful launch of NFT.com. We know that Hedera was already working with Shinhan Bank to conduct stablecoin international remittances with a proof of concept on Hedera's network. We know King Solomon has found so many documents, and one of which was the Department of Defense looking at Hedera's network for smart cities. And that is just a fraction. That's a tip of the iceberg. Hedera also involved now with USDC Circle and Center, so that is tons of liquidity right there. We also have them partnering with Ubisoft, one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, and they welcome Ubisoft as their newest council member. Now go through all of these groups. I'm sure you've heard of Deutsche Telekom, DBS Bank, one of the largest banks in terms of assets under management based out of Singapore. Now they have XRP for trading for institutional clients. I'm imagining that they will be listing HBAR in the near future. You have IBM, you have Google, you have FIS, think Fidelity. Now FIS is connected right to the domestic clearinghouse of the United States as well as one of the tech providers alongside many Ripple partners. Standard Bank, and probably one of the biggest right here is Tata based out of India. And remember, their Quartz solution is interoperable with XRP. Keep an eye on Shinhan Bank for Hedera. And just think of this as the first enterprise DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization of some of the world's biggest companies that get to vote, govern, and support the growth of this network for enterprise adoption, governed by the world's leading organizations. I don't want to get too into the weeds, but just wanted to show you similar structures of Chainlink, of course, back in the day. Taking off the 236, reaching a full 34. Now, HBAR is relatively young. Now, keep in mind, HBAR actually launched right here in 2019. Chainlink's data is all the way back from 2017. So what am I saying? 2017 data versus really 2019, end of 2019 data. My point is saying give HBAR some time. Yes, it'll be listed on Coinbase. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is getting this traction and liquidity that we want. And I will go on record saying, yes, I believe without a shadow of a doubt, provided Hedera's network stays live, that HBAR will reach inevitably a $2 plus valuation. And why do I say that? Because it shows about $2.28 at the 34 Fibonacci extension. From the high to the low, we already hit perfectly the 8. Now, if you're brand new to crypto, I just want you to think about this as a mental exercise. I'm not bashing Bitcoin. I wish everybody well. I am personally not interested in Bitcoin for life-changing returns, let alone a 10x return. So looking at Bitcoin, of course, we can see we're at about 39,000. To catch a 10x in that, you'd be looking at 39K all the way to almost a $400,000 Bitcoin. Now, could that happen years in the future? Very possible, but I'd much rather swing the bat at something like Hedera, looking at clear levels, looking at the overall chart. And remember, HBAR, Algo, what are they following? They're following and drawing differently to their own degree. Some draw longer or shorter. They're following what Ethereum drew years ago. What is Ethereum drawing? Ethereum is drawing similar fractals that we saw Bitcoin do over the last 10 years. It's insane. And I just want to emphasize that yes, life-changing returns are in the altcoin market. With that being said, it is also much higher risk. So here's the trend line really quick. You can see touch here, Wix, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Following this trend from 2018 all the way to 2021, Chainlink, even during the bear market, was just exploding. And just think, Chainlink was taking off, creating new all-time high prices a year or two before the next bullish cycle. So we believe that assets rotate, and Link was one of those indicators that the bull run was coming, even though it was moving a year in advance of most of the market. Now again, I'm not showing $1, $30, $40, $2 plus, or even higher levels for HBAR because I want it to happen or because I hold a lot of it. I'm showing it because this is the data. And if you caught the previous video, you'd understand exactly what I'm showing. And of course, we even closed this wick to perfection before coming back down once more. So again, by CoinDesk, we have USDC added to Hedera Hashgraph as enterprise-minded network eyes DeFi. It becomes the stablecoin's 6th network as a key part of a $2.5 billion HBAR initiative. This is big money. Even going back to Shinhan Bank and discussing some of the billions of dollars that are moving through international remittances, we can see right here a massive market of $702 billion in 2020, $539 billion going to low and middle income countries. Now remember, Shinhan is on the governing council of HBAR, has already done a proof of concept on Hedera's network. Looking deeper into this, we can see Shinhan also invested into Korea Digital Asset Custody, KDAC or KDAC, an industry consortium of businesses that provide digital asset custody services. Now Shinhan also completed a demonstration platform for central bank digital currencies with some other groups, and they joined Hedera's governing council in April of 2021. So we have a variety of groups, a variety of countries with vested interests in this network. Although it is, centralized in terms of businesses and enterprises, this is 10 times better, 10 times more efficient, and 10 times more distributed than the current centralized ecosystem. Just like with Ripple and the XRP ledger, just remember 3 big bully banks control or at least oversee 80% of all cross-border transfer. HSBC, JP Morgan Chase, and of course Citi. With RippleNet and the XRP ledger, we can distribute this so that there's dozens or maybe hundreds of banks that all get equal opportunity and level the playing field for even smaller FIs and mom and pop shops. Now we have Brooks Entwistle. This gentleman, where hasn't he been is the better question. You can see Harvard, you can see Uber, I believe a high-ranking executive there, Dartmouth, Ripple, Goldman Sachs, etc. He goes on to say, as we're talking about Asia and Korea with HBAR, we've seen great progress towards digital assets regulation in the APAC region, the Asian Pacific region, but it remains uneven in this diverse region. Our hope is that Ripple policy proposals will provide legal clarity to the industry, policymakers, and regulators around digital asset innovation in Korea. Let's go. We can see shared by Ripple. They have published a paper for the Korean policymakers with GBC Korea and Oxford Metrica on how to further develop the region's blockchain landscape with smart regulation. Together, we're fostering innovation to achieve a world without economic borders. Reminds me of Algo or Algorand's little tagline saying, a borderless economy, which is also a carbon negative blockchain solution that I am extremely bullish on long term, just like HBAR. I just want to go on record that I did swap 1 full Bitcoin for more Casper at these levels, while Casper is sitting at an all-time low price on the US dollar, on the Ethereum pair, and the Bitcoin price chart. Now, whether or not we go a little bit lower, a little longer, I guarantee this tweet will age very well in the coming years. Next up, we have Monica Long over here. She is the general manager of RippleX. We have USDC and USDT, 2 stablecoins are live on the XRP ledger via GateHub. The 2 largest ERC20 or Ethereum stablecoins are available on the XRP ledger DEX for the first time. This is opening up a world of possibilities with payments and more. Great to see. And look what else we see. We see Wrapped XRP and Gala. And this is all available on GateHub. So as prices continue to be volatile, you see FUD, you see hype, you see good news, you see bad news. I'm sticking to my research and focused on the overall development of each ecosystem growing. I continue to stay focused on the fundamentals. What is happening? We are building bridges to other ecosystems, better liquidity. And I believe this is going to be a positive thing long-term for all of crypto. Just like Crypto Eddie sharing, look, XRP on Sushi Swap. So we have Wrapped XRP. Again, the ticker would be WXRP. Cross interoperability will blow up the space. Exactly. So great to see we have Wrapped XRP now on Sushi Swap, which is another DEX, really a fork of Uniswap. Next up, with the XRP Ledger Foundation, we're happy to announce 2 things today: the website foundation.xrpl.org, and more importantly, the token self-assessment framework. So all token issuers on the XRP ledger, if you are issuing a token on top of XRP's network, you are encouraged to complete this. This is shared by XRPLF on Twitter if you'd like to find this yourselves. And let's keep moving. As we've heard, Ripple the company welcomes more than 4,000 artists into its new NFT platform. Remember, they have a creator fund worth more than $250 million. That's $250 million. So keep an eye on these organizations. We even have Mintable, Mint NFT, we have VSA Partners, we have NFT Pro, Ethernal Labs, and on XRP, and I probably butchered some of those. Remember that all links are in the YouTube video description like always regarding passive income, regarding charting tools, etc. Also, to emphasize this once more, Wrath Economan sharing this, we have Bank Alphala, mentioning its partnership with Ripple in their 2021 annual report, noting its speed and security and importance in scaling up remittances. Also recently partnered with Ripple partner Lulu Exchange in the UAE. UAE, guys, you have to think Ripple, even Casper. Keep an eye on what Casper's doing in the UAE. You can see them mentioning Ripple, RippleNet, their global blockchain payments network. Very cool. And here's the announcement of Bank Alphala, that's a tongue twister for me, working with another Ripple partner, TerraPay. And I know we've talked about them, who recently partnered with Lulu Exchange. You can see TerraPay partnering with Lulu Exchange to power their real-time payments. So keep an eye on TerraPay. This is a RippleNet partner, you can see, enabling fast, secure routes for moving money around the world. TerraPay has built a multi-channel global payments highway for small value payments. I've had some of the worst experiences with global banks, including JP Morgan Chase, JPM Chase, like the worst experiences. I hate banks with a passion. I am so pro DeFi. I am so pro crypto. It's not even funny. If I told you guys some of my experiences, you would not believe me. And TerraPay, it's not just some small partner. We can see over 4 billion bank accounts, over 1.5 billion mobile wallets. They have over 25 licenses and regulatory approvals and over 49 settlement currencies, 192 send countries available, 96 receive countries. Look at this, fastest cross-border transaction, and uptime is nearly 100%. A more connected and compassionate world. And look at their partners. Remember, guys, it's about partners of partners. We have Alipay, Western Union, you have Bcash, another RippleNet, MoneyGram, you have Ria, Visa, TransferWise. You can see the interoperability. And yes, I know it's common that all these FIs partner together for better interoperability and future-proofing. I completely get that. But it's great to see how this web is growing. Now, I love this, shared by Dylan right here. 99% of people don't understand how their car works, but depend on it daily. 99% don't understand how their phone works, but they depend on it daily. We use it daily. Same thing with the internet for the most part. And 99% will not and don't understand utility tokens and cryptocurrency powering the future of finance and Web 3.0, and will depend on it daily. Next up, the HBAR Foundation. They're excited to announce Stater Labs is coming to Hedera via the HBAR Foundation. HBAR holders will now be able to stake their tokens through Stater's solution and earn rewards on their tokens. This is shared by HBAR Foundation on Twitter. Matthew Liony, I find it interesting that the World Bank labels XRP and XLM stablecoins, and the President Working Group are seeking stablecoin regulations. I don't at all. We both know where this space is going. But anyways, Matthew Liony, one of the best sharing central bank digital currencies for cross-border payments, this November 2021 report. We can see XRP is mentioned. We can see XLM is mentioned for cross-border payments, correspondent banking, really just overall settlement between these international banks. We know the issue at hand, and a huge push for stablecoin regulation as well. And it's ironic, just a friendly reminder, that stablecoins today have counterparty risk and they are still centralized, yet Bitcoin maxis love Tether, but they hate XRP. Makes no sense whatsoever. Even though Bitcoin, I wish everybody well, I have nothing against Bitcoin. But remember, the way proof of work works is the people that are doing the most work get the most reward, and then they get further centralized control of the networks. It's rather hypocritical, in my opinion, to be a Bitcoin maximalist, or an XRP maximalist, of course. Do not be a maximalist of any kind, because then you're just looking down a single tunnel. But the Bitcoin maxis call XRP centralized, when in reality, we could talk about Bitcoin being much more centralized, having double spend issues, having been hacked in the past, whereas the XRP ledger has never had any of those issues. Next up, we have shocker, breaking news, Goldman Sachs is offering clients access to an Ethereum fund. Next up, by XRP Crypto Wolf, top 10 coins by alt ranking, and the number one is XRP at the time. This was funny to see, and I know you guys remember doing this back in the day with me. Music sharing service, LimeWire. You remember LimeWire and FrostWire? Well, they're back as an NFT marketplace. So this dormant peer-to-peer IP is being rebooted as a platform for music NFTs and other collectibles from musicians. I'm wishing them well. I was goofing around on Twitter saying, now I'm bullish. So they're going to be relaunching as this music-centric NFT marketplace. And they plan to release their own token later this year. Of course they do. Last but not least, we have shared by ZCash saying, me neither. We can see Barry Silbert sharing ZCash yet again. The ticker is ZEC. It's weird. I can't figure out why people are not taking my ZCash call more seriously. This gentleman, Barry Silbert, he is the founder of Digital Currency Group, the parent company of Grayscale, CoinDesk, all these companies we talk about on a daily basis. He said that ZCash will reach $1,500, a $1,500 Zcash. Last time I checked, Zcash is about, what, $140? Let's check really quick. Very, very strange to see him showing it to such degree. He was saying he was buying Bitcoin right at the most recent market top before it crashed. So, of course, take everything with a grain of salt. But looking at Zcash and some of its price history, of course, we had that huge ICO and distribution back in the day. And, you know, it got up there. It definitely got up there in the past, $800 plus. And we're sitting today around $136. So the market cap is at $2 billion. That would be quite a large jump in price. Plenty of daily volume, which is good to see. This is one of the longest living cryptos, of course, you know, dating back to, of course, pre-2017. So definitely something to consider. And I do believe institutions have fat bags of this. As you can see, Grayscale's holding, what, $25 million, maybe $40 million worth of ZCash, including ETC, LTC, a lot of the OG cryptos. So could be something to consider. I do have a very small bag. And yeah, I'm absolutely hoping that we get a nice pump someday. But all right, guys, that is enough out of me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and sub, and I'll catch you in the next one.